of course, where it would all lead to the very end. So, Battlegrounds, here we go. We're going to be seeing we're going to see what battleground we're moving to. It's going to be Tomb of the Spider Queen, which Fnatic, man, we know they have some crazy strategies on this battleground already, so they should be able to hold just fine. But it is one of the keys to victory for Tricked eSports. Get them on a smaller map.
Yeah, that is one of those keys to victory, but the big problem is that this is Fnatic's and, to a lesser extent, Dignitas's previous playground.
Yeah.
This is where Fnatic made a lot of their name in the European scene, with their solo Tassadar kind of going over to a lot of sustained comp with Leoric and things like that in the mix. So they don't necessarily have to run their solo Tassadar play. In fact, they oftentimes don't go to it as of late, but they still take those fundamentals away from what they learned, and they're very powerful on this map.
Yeah, I agree. This is a battleground where you start to see that Fnatic has patient play. We know they're aggressive. We know that they have great teamwork across the map. But they showed here in the past that when it comes to Tomb or Spider Queen, they can really hold their own, wait till late game scenarios, and just secure the win and then go for the core. The draft is ready, so let's check it out, find out what our teams will be picking up and how it will unfold on Tomb of the Spider Queen.
Alrighty, so, do we see a Tassadar ban come in is the question. We saw it from Fnatic in the previous game, and obviously all of these teams really respecting heavily that, but Malfurion insta-ban.
I just get the sense that Tricked eSport has a plan for every single game, no matter what. They just get their bans, they get their picks, and they move on. Said and done.
They're a team of thinkers.
Yeah,
very much so. When you have someone like Alex at the helm almost with the rest of this roster, you know, I've talked to these guys a lot in the European scene. They are definitely a team of thinkers.
I imagine they have a flowchart set up with all the heroes just good to go. This hero's banned. Okay, we pick these two. Move forward. Fnatic moves forward with the Tassadar ban that you were questioning. One team seems to always get rid of that hero, and it will continue to be a trend for a while until probably his rework comes in. Yeah,
that's true. It could change the landscape completely. But for now, Tricked, what do you go to as first pick? Probably not Abathur on this map. That would be a bit weird.
That would be bold.
Yes.
There's Ragnaros. We've come to expect and see him and what he can pull off on this battleground. Something to note is that Sylvanas is still up, but it seems like Sylvanas has fallen relatively heavily in the European meta. While she is a strong hero on push maps in general, it just seems like she's a third or fourth pick now instead.
So, ETC and something, maybe? I think that Fnatic, whilst, you know, Breeze is a strong player across a lot of warriors, I think ETC is a major go-to. Tychus will get locked in, so that looks like we will be seeing Shrimpy's locked in, and then Rehgar. Okay, so prioritizing a little bit differently.
Yep, and just getting their support and their assassin locked in. This is something that we saw taken away last time by Tricked eSport. They went for the Tychus, took it away from Fnatic, and now Fnatic seems to really want to enjoy it on this battleground. Now, we did see Tricked eSport be kind of heavy on the melee last game when they went straight for the Tyrael and their first couple picks with the Abathur, but it seems that they could be holding on for a little bit more. This is the time to kind of pick that up, I feel like, the second and third, if they want their unique ones. If they want their Arthas, they want their Tyrael, I feel like it's time to get it here.
The funny thing is that in this situation, any other team going up against Fnatic, I would say, now's the time to grab ETC, take it away from them. But it's not normally the go-to for a team like Tricked eSports.
Yeah, in fact, Alex Aproji has been honest and kind of vocal. He doesn't like playing ETC. He doesn't fit the playstyle, right? And he always feels like he's making mistakes. So I don't think we'll see an ETC pick from them. Gul'dan Auriel. Now this is a devastating combo. First off, you just get a crown, you throw it on Gul'dan. He throws out his Qs left and right, fell flaming anything that's in the way, and Auriel gets to take all that hope and build it up and have insane heals where Gul'dan doesn't have to tap as much.
It's it fell off a little bit, I would say, in Europe compared to where we saw it in like BlizzCon times and towards the end of 2016. But it still has a place. It's good for that wave clear, etc. Can still have a spot. And now, Fnatic, I'm wondering what they're going to ban. I feel that Tricked eSports is almost certainly going to ban out ETC unless some craziness goes on between. Unless Fnatic bans it for some weird reason.
Well, Fnatic bans it out.
Okay.
Well, to be honest, a ETC and Gul'dan combo is actually pretty devastating because you get the ETC power slide into a mosh pit, but you don't even need the full duration of mosh pit to go off because you have the Horrify follow-up. So you automatically get that CC no matter what. So taking away ETC prevents them from getting that combo if they do go that route.
It makes me think now that Fnatic kind of wants to aim for a Diablo and then have something to synergize with that. I was thinking about it as the ETC wasn't picked in the first two slots. Whether it happens remains to be seen. Is that an Arthas?
That is an Arthas ban.
It feels like these bans are swapped.
Like they're backwards?
Yeah. Interesting.
Does feel like it a little bit. All right, so into our third and fourth pick. Would love to see the warrior that Fnatic wants to go for. If they are going for a Diablo, then now would be the time to grab him. Diablo is powerful on this battleground. Again, we've already talked about it yesterday. Whenever he gets the engages around the turning points, he can be a menace to deal with. And if anyone comes in to help, you just pop APOC and you're bound to hit somebody. You don't even need a setup in particular. So, third and fourth pick here for our team. Do we also go the Leoric route? Is that still an option here? I feel like Tychus and Rhaegar does do pretty well with Entomb.
They have a lot of power behind it. They can definitely go that way. They've shown it a lot in the past. We did even see Leoric throughout yesterday in Europe, did we? We did see one game, I think.
I believe we saw one game picked up with Leoric. So, 9 seconds and counting. Will this be the route they go for? I do need wave clear from them.
What? Wow.
The best hero in the game has been chosen. It's Chromie, finally. All right, man. First off, I was a fan of Diamond Skin because I knew they played some Chromie here and there. They didn't play it yesterday. Now, I am officially fanboy for Fnatic. They got the Chromie life. I would have loved to see maybe Zul instead of Johanna here because it sets it up really well. It gives you the wave clear that Chromie's missing out on, but Chromie's insane against Ariel in particular. Because Ariel, if you are not getting damage output, if your team plays completely safe, you're not getting any hope. So Chromie can poke down from afar, and you never have to engage until a situation happens.
It makes me wonder if their last pickup's going to be Varian. To just have a strong front line, you've got the damage dealers, you need something to lock somebody down with Chromie to then get the combos off. But we'll see later on down the line. Tricked eSports here has a puzzle to solve for sure.
Oh, I'm so excited. The possibilities are endless right now. I wouldn't mind them actually picking up a second support, Tricked eSport, because Chromie is going to get damage in, right? It's going to happen no matter what. It's what she does. And having double support can be helpful. Tyrael is actually really good for shields overall, but I don't know. I would have liked to see a second support in this area. Greymane, though, is pretty good at getting onto the backline with Chromie if she doesn't put proper time traps down.
This is very interesting now. Let's see how Fnatic is going to... It has to be something that stuns. It has to be something that, so they can find that proper combo.
You need hard engage no matter what. Diablo works here, Varian works here if they want to go with the double tank. I love a double tank in front of me when I'm running Chromie, just to know that you had that robust front line, especially with Greymane being out here.
I'd love Varian as well, even if that was the entire game plan, picking Tychus at first and then going for a Johanna Varian combo. Those two are very heavy HP. You don't want to be in a situation later on in the draft without a Tychus on your side, then giving your Tychus over to your opponents.
The other thing to consider too is they do need a strong soul laner to a degree because you get throw gold down the bottom lane, so Thrall can pop up. There's actually Thrall right there. So Thrall comes in, and we know Wubby is a fantastic Thrall player. Earthquake with Chromie can be kind of devastating, and the thing is too, they have a chance to run Temporal Loop here, just because of the ability that Ariel does have Cleanse. You force an Aegis or even a Sanctification.
Yeah, and now we go into that swap phase, of course, where all of these players can swap their heroes around and get locked in and good to go. What an interesting little comp we have here. Talk to us about Chromie on this map, because I think probably you have the most experience out of a lot of people.
I don't know what it is. I like small heroes, man. Murky and Chromie, and just go for them. Yeah, so Chromie does work on this map relatively well. First off, you can use Deep Breath if you need to get any cleanses, or not any cleanses, any wave clear from happening, but you also get really easy poke. It's actually insane to get really good skill shots in when you're playing Chromie on this battleground because of how small the lanes are. You can sit in between the top and the middle and literally just pop out Qs, and you're going to hit somebody. Also, Time Walker's Pursuit, which is probably the talent to get picked up here, gives you so much vision, and you can get those potential kills behind walls even just from sitting in the middle of the lane. And she's so safe because the lanes are relatively short. But we also have a tweet, so let's go ahead and check out this tweet and see what you're saying about HGC. But just a quick note, I'm excited to see this from Luton Lan White. Lazy Sunday morning is Sydney, perfect for watching the European boys laying down some big plays. Go Tricked eSports. So we have a fan of Tricked eSports out there, and I hope that you're enjoying their game here. I'm not going to lie, though. I'm definitely cheering for Fnatic on this one. Excited to see Chromie.
I mean, HGC Europe, the best place for Heroes of the Storm. The most varied, crazy games, and sick plays from Europe. I couldn't be happier.
Who do you think's going to win this, man? Just looking at it right away.
Fnatic. They are just... I think there's a genuine reason they brought out Chromie. It's good on this map. I think that they're going to be able to synergize properly, and I think they're going to pull it off.
Yeah, it's just really good against Ariel, just getting that poke in. Now, I think the early game is going to be kind of delicate for them. They need to make sure that they are sitting backwards and they're getting the poke that they want, the necessary breakdowns. And as soon as they start breaking a team, kill off some forts. The bigger the map opens, the more room that Chromie and the rest of his team actually has room to play with. They have Johanna flanked suddenly.
Yeah.
They have Chromie engaged with Temporal Loop. They want to go that route. Sandstorm can also be fantastic here because you can set up around the mercenary camps in the bottom left. So let's go into the game. Here we go. Fnatic taking on Tricked eSports, game number 2.
All right, let's get into it. As we do have Spawn to the left-hand side, currently 1 game down in the blue. It is Tricked eSports with Mr. Eternal going to be playing on Ragnaros. We have Crosby on Gul'dan. Nappy will be playing Ariel. We have Rema Baller going to be playing something. He's in there. There he is. He's Grey Main. And we have Alex the Pro G playing the Tyrael.
And to the right, on the red side, Fnatic here. Schwimpy playing the Chromie, Smexy on Rhaegar, Breeze on Johanna, Quacknix pulling out the Tychus, and Wubby down here on the bottom right as Thrall. So we'll see how this will shake out through the Altarian game. Now, do remember, you will see talents relatively quickly for Chromie. She gets her talents 2 levels in advance.
Yeah, and it used to be just 1, but then they realized, well, Chromie's a fun lady. Why don't we just give her it a little bit quicker? And all of a sudden, she presents very big problems, especially when you're at level 2, grabbing yourself that, well, potential bronze talents that can cause a lot of extra pain.
Gotta agree with you. So let's talk about the keys to the game here for Fnatic. Fnatic in general just needs to keep up the momentum. They had an amazing BlizzCon 2016. It's been a couple months since they've kind of been down in games. They haven't played too much. They've had their scrims, but that's about it. Keep up the momentum they had in 2016 and really just excel in 2017 and just be the team that everyone knows. And team fights, of course, are great for them. They know how to get isolation and pick off opponents.
And one thing that's important to note as well here is that oftentimes on this map, you see Li Ming being chosen to then start stalling and delaying the turn-in points throughout the mid. Chromie has an even easier time doing that because she has such long range. So up in this particular spot, this 4-man rotation that you're seeing, you can see where Chromie's positioning herself. And unfortunately for Tricked eSports, there's not a whole lot they can do about this constant barrage coming out.
Yeah, it's really annoying to deal with. And I like Quacknix being aggressive here, trying to get that kill on Crosby. The Bronze Talons have now picked forward Chromie, which means that every time she uses her Q button, she's able to follow up with extra auto attack damage. In fact, 250% more, I believe, and her range increases. So a wonderful pickup in terms of auto attacks range, by the way.
It's painful. She basically outranges almost all auto attacks in the game, I think.
And she does.
That's correct, yeah.
She is quite the beast when that happens. I like the time trap placement. Also, it's in the middle, just in a very dive-heavy position to where the opponent cannot dive into them. Now, Wubby is in kind of an odd scenario. He has to kind of hold his lane against Ragnaros, Gul'dan, and Ariel, just trying to push him in. At some point, he may need a rotation here from Johanna to help with the wave clear.
And that's Wubby just holding his own down towards the bottom. It is difficult, though, against 3 members, so he's going to need some help. Chromie's actually rotating down here to provide some helpful fire, but that happens. That happens when you're playing Chromie sometimes.
Yeah, you're trying to read, and you're just reading too far into the future. Yeah. So Wubby is now down here on the bottom, keeping up with the push-ups. The towers are now down. The thing is, in terms of actual wave clear, this is what Fnatic is lacking. They have Johanna for wave clear, but they don't have crazy push unless they decide to all in on a push with Tychus and Chromie and just get on top of a turret. They will be kind of outmaneuvered by Crosby here with that Gul'dan.
Yeah, and you may be thinking to yourself, Chromie, that little speck on your screen, well, how does she have so much power? Well, actually, she's a bronze dragon inside a small gnome's body, known mostly as Chromie, but her actual name is Chronomu. So yeah, she plays with time, bends it in the Warcraft universe, and she's a scary individual.
I wish you guys could see Caloris' face right now. He's so excited to share this lore with you, man.
Oh, I could do it for everybody.
Lore Master Caloris. The only thing that is to note that I would add on top of that is there is actually no confirmation whether Chromie is a girl or a guy. She just decides to show herself as a girl. So
that's true.
Interesting to note. Regardless, we're done with the lore lessons. Let's go into HGC and all the action that you guys come here to watch. Alex Aprogi is moving forward. The nice read on the deep breath. There goes a Q from Schwimpy and the takedown.
I think that tweet explains that play very well. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ladany. Actually, I believe that's one of the animators at Blizzard, actually, that is talking there. So, nice. Blizzard's checking out the HGC. Welcome. All right, so back to the bottom lane pressure continuing to occur, but the Red Weavers will be descending for Fnatic. It is actually very important when you have a Chromie on your team that you stay up with map objectives and mercenary control. Just again, because she doesn't have the wave clear, and really Breeze is the only main one here, except for Thrall when he gets his damage. Now, the main objective is to take out the turrets, just like we talked about on Dragonshire. When you get the Dragon Knight and it's an early stage, try to get the turrets for the experience, because that experience between 1 through 9 is so valuable. Yeah,
this is going to be quite a bit of structure damage. Shrimpy just sitting behind this Web Weaver, shelling away. He is a massive long-range cannon that is causing havoc here at the moment through the mid. Gul'dan trying to pick away with her with the corruption, but it's not too easy there as Breeze, look how far he's going in towards that fort, making sure that Tricked eSports has a very hard time cleaning this up.
Yeah, they sure do. And something to note too is that Chromie has picked Dragon's Eye, I believe, at level 5, not 7. If you hit the center of it, it does 25% more damage, which is actually really great against Gul'dan. If he ever uses his Life Drain, that is an easy hit that you can set up.
Oh, absolutely. We will see Temporal Loop come in. The heroic 2 levels earlier, as is foretold here by Chromie.
Shrimpy is looking for it. Everyone on Tricked eSports knows it. You see everyone on the map immediately back off and get in a scenario where they can't be hit by Temporal Loop. The range is actually ridiculous. Now, there is no cleanse, so he can grab any target he would like. Gul'dan or Ariel would probably be the choice here, but he can follow it up at any point.
That's actually a great point that you just mentioned. No cleanse. They may have gone this, they may have gone the Chromie because of that very reason, as Ariel was picked up a little earlier on in the draft, so good eye there, Trick.
All right, Shwimpy, are you going to go for the engage? I'm looking for it. Will get Temporal Loop. There it is on Gul'dan. You do the W right halfway through. There goes the Q, fall for the Bronze Talons, and that is a dead Gul'dan.
Now, one thing to note is that because they don't have cleanse on the side of Tricked eSports, the one thing that they're going to have to try and stop that combo, that devastating combo, is as soon as you see Temporal Loop, apply pressure to Chromie, fast and furious. Because if you do not, that combo will hit and it will kill.
Yeah, whoever is not hit by the Temporal Loop, even if you are, you charge into Chromie's face. That way you can prevent her from winding up and bringing out the Q damage. You can't stop the deep breath. That's kind of an instant cast animation, but the Q does have wind up that can be interrupted. Nice hit there by Shwimpy. That Dragon's Eye really coming in. Oh my gosh, get out of there, Nappy. Hit B right now. Hit that B button and go heal up. Crosby low in trouble, and it's well here trying to just help clear up and get to level 10.
You see, that's what Tricked eSports is probably going to have to do, and it's going to have to be flanked, but Material gets killed off by the fact that Blessed Shield was there. Nappa's going to fall as well, and unfortunately, that's kind of what Tricked eSports has to do later on after they have the heroics and after they're all together. They have to try and flank Chromie, or they're going to get shelled for days and days.
Yeah, the main thing that's going to allow them to do that is when Tricked hits level 10, Greymane goes go for the throw.
Yeah.
And if he gets an engage, does the Q, and does one more auto attack, that is kill range for Chromie. So we'll watch for Greymane. At that point, though, Time Marker's Pursuit and Time Traps have to be on point. Again, though, they does have really good teammates for Peel. Johanna, wonderful. Blessed Shield can follow up, and then you also have Thrall Sundering, or I'm sorry, Earthquake. So, I don't know. It's going to be hard for Greymane, but he is definitely the main guy with Tyrael to do it.
Bloodlust as well, Trixler. Bloodlust as well, so this could be a bit scary here for Tricked eSports. There goes the Temporal Loop again. That's going to be Crystal Aegis. That's also one way to help out the situation.
Yeah, and it's actually a smaller cooldown than the Temporal Loop itself. I believe Temporal Loop is 70 seconds, whereas Ariel's is 60, so it's actually worth the trade, but it is something that you have to be aware of, that you're getting rid of being dived into, right? It's trade at that point.
It now means that Crystal Aegis almost certainly has to be saved for these kind of scenarios, unless Chromie is dead or in a really odd spot. So, yeah, as you say, trade for trade.
I wouldn't mind seeing, actually, Tricked eSports has a really good counter-engage. After Temporal Loop happens, go for the Aegis, and then pop Bloodlust once the Aegis finishes, and just run them over.
Another thing that could actually work out is Horrify.
Yeah.
If Temporal Loop gets thrown down, somehow Gul'dan's in range of Chromie, Horrify, and then that can also disrupt that combo.
Yeah, Gul'dan and Greymane in general, as you go to the mid to late game, 13 to 16, they just become powerhouses that can shred anyone in the way. Gul'dan just spikes in damage insanely, especially with the Echo Corruption. Here goes an engage, though, as Alex Aproji charges in. Earthquake has been popped. The Horrify does go out. Smexy's in the back right here. Here goes Odin being popped. Sanctification out at the same time. For the most most part, Fnatic's doing a really good job in kiting this entire engage that is occurring, and they want to turn. Alex Aprochi low on HP. Here goes the windup. He is low on HP, and there goes Tyrael.
With Crystal Age just gone, that means that Temporal Loop could be in effect here very quickly, and that's going to go on to Crosby. Combination, and he will die. Nappy came in and stepped into all the combo as well, and he will blow up. Unfortunately for Tricked eSports, it all crumbles.
The Earthquake was key there from Wubby. We didn't really call him out too much, but he used the Earthquake the moment the Bloodlust went off, and that prevented the real movement speed advantage you get from Bloodlust from being effective. They were able to kite away. In fact, they were able to even use Odin.
Let's take a look at that again, because you can see where Tricked eSports tried to go for the flank during the start of that engagement, and with that Crystal Age is gone, that opens up the window for Schwimpy to continue on, find himself a Crosby, and find himself a Skull of Gul'dan.
For you eventual crumbling mains out there, by the way, at level 12, we do have Reaching Through Time here. It increases the range of the Q here. So now we can have Schwimpy actually just sit back further now and even just siege away forever. He's in such a good position here to be able to do what he would like. He's also grabbing the extra damage on the Q as well. Yeah,
it's a scary talent, because now any flank that they want to get on towards Schwimpy has to be even deeper. Not sure how they're going to manage that, to be honest with you. I must say as well, in that previous engagement, there was actually some anti-synergy between Tricked eSports and in terms of Ragnaros and Gul'dan. Sulfura Smash was used at the same time as Horrify, so everyone kind of ran away from where Sulfura Smash was going to hit.
Oh, unfortunate. Yeah, got to get those communications going out there. So 14-12, the lead for Fnatic isn't too crazy. What sucks the most is they don't actually have a keep, as we're moving to 10 minutes and 30 seconds. So that is very unfortunate, especially in the middle lane. Luckily, it's not the top lane. Losing the top keep is probably the worst thing to lose, because then you have a boss that can push into. Temporal Loop now pops out. There goes the Aegis to stop it, but Crosby is being focused in the bottom left. At the same time, though, Alex Aprochi goes for a dive and just can't quite get it.
It's a bloodbath. They're going to lose two very quickly, and Ragnaros is under threat as well towards the top. Infernal has nothing he can do. That's 3 for 0, and it almost looked effortless, but Schwimpy.
Is he going to get away? Nope. If he had bye-bye, he would be able to. I'm just throwing that out there. But nonetheless, the boss is being focused up here on the top. There goes the boss being burned down. There is no one here that can contest it, and the push for the keep could be possible.
I mean, there was a really important play towards the later stages of that. Let's take a look at it again, just for some. Oh no! Oh please! Sorry, Chromie. Sorry.
Unpickable. She's died once. Get her out of the meta. We now have a boss pushing in the top lane. 16-13 for Fnatic, and they are heavily ahead here. Luckily, Greymane was able to get a turn in, so he will help stop this push slightly here, and they can focus on working on just the boss. But Fnatic is already clearing up those web weavers, which is again great for them because they have so many forts.
I just want to see Tricked eSports somehow find a flank, somehow, some way. If they can bring themselves into it, but it is going to be difficult, as now these web weavers don't really get much done other than delay that boss to the top, get themselves a fort, a little bit of experience. They need 16 Trick. They need it.
Yeah, they do. They need the Holy Ground. They need Greymane's talent. They want to go there so he can burn down Johanna if he wants to go for Alpha Killer. There's so many things that can really work out for them. And Gul'dan, again, getting those spikes that gets to the late game.
All right, so Alex just trying to slow things down towards this position. Tricked eSports moving towards the top to complement this web weaver for just a moment. Don't really think he can get a whole lot done, though.
Yeah, this is kind of a moment where Fnatic just needs to clear everything and then get ready for another turn-in. I think that's their main goal. They have enough gems for it. They're currently at 61. Get the turn-in and keep up the pressure. Can they go for kill on the core? I think they can if they get rid of Greymane and Gul'dan in particular. Everyone else is kind of just, all right, we push, let's get pressure on the keep.
I like this. So what they're trying to do here is they know that they are behind. They know they have to alleviate some pressure somehow. Unfortunately for them, a full turning goes down. Schwimpy, this is why this could pay off.
Oh my gosh. Is Tricked eSport going to get to work out for them? Alex Aprochi is going to show up and be spotted at the same time. Chromie, though, is all by herself. She's trying to run on her little money pit. Go, 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 you four little things. Flippity, cloppity, can he get out? Ragnaros is actually going to use Molten Core, and it finally connects, but Chromie's gotten away.
Yeah, that little slippery gnome. How dare you? They were always a pain to catch in World of Warcraft, so it's no surprise there.
Unfortunately, they can't catch him, and here comes the Earthquake as Fnatic does catch Tricked eSports out of position. Nappy taking most of the damage here from the pokes here of sweeping the top right. Breeze leading the charge here with Johanna. Tricked eSports does get away, but the Dragon's Eye connects with 3 members, and we have Gul'dan eliminated.
Oh god, I saw that coming! Shrimpy on the right-hand side, they were all clumped up going through the gate, and it did so much damage. Only got 1 kill, but that much damage from 1 spell alone is monumental. Temporal Loop comes in, Crystal Aegis is able to get him, but he actually times it up with where the Crystal Aegis is going to pop. Rema takes some damage. Fnatic will back off for just a moment, but they'll get another keep.
Weber in the bottom lane, 1 in the top lane. They can get all 3 keeps here or even go for the core. 18 to 15. Quacknick starts applying damage. The armor is being shredded through already. Shrimpy in the back line. Breeze zoning out Greymane so his delicate heroes cannot be targeted.
Yeah, it's Fnatic putting on a masterclass here on how to play this map, how to play a more unconventional pick here in HGC Europe, as Nappy will fall at the back. Eternal goes down. That's a full team wipe Trixler, and that is going to be 2-0 going over to Fnatic.
Chromie confirmed, best hero in the game.
Best, I'm not complaining either.
Just like that.
What did I say? I said Ragnaros, Dahaka, what was Medivh? Chromie.
Then Chromie, top 4 meta easily. Fantastic game, honestly, played by the entire team of Fnatic there. They got the picks in the early game. They did a really good job, Breeze in particular, at making sure flanks never happen from the Greymane. So nice job overall, but that's conclude Tomb of the Spider Queen. Fnatic is up 2-0, and we're going to run to commercial, come back with game number 3.